Welcome to Topic 1, Lesson 1, starting and closing a regular shaped room from an arbitrary point with an explanation of the room properties. Start the MBS Floor Plans software. By default, it opens an untitled file. Select MBS, Save As, and enter Soldridge Manor and today's date for the file name. We are going to start by drawing the garden room of Soldridge Manor. Select Room from Arbitrary Point. The keyboard shortcut is Shift-U. Enter in the X and Y coordinates of the start point, in this case 200 and 500. Negative values can also be used. Select OK and the Room Properties window will appear unless it is disabled in MBS, Options, Preferences, Skip Room dialog. Select the room name from the drop-down list, or if it is not available, enter the required room name in. In this case, enter Garden Room manually. The room will be named as entered, however the list will not be automatically updated, but it is possible to edit the room name and floor cover lists. Select the floor cover, Wood. Enter in the structural ceiling height, SCH of 3.5, and leave the false ceiling height, FCH blank, as there is no false ceiling, or use the disto or total station connection to enter the values. Manually, or using a total station connection, enter the floor level, in this case 258.75. If required, these three fields can be left blank. To exclude a room from an area calculation, for example a building footprint, tick the Exclude Room Area from Statistics checkbox. Select OK to save the changes and open up the Tools ribbon. Zoom out and pan to display the green arrow if it is not visible. The first wall of a room forms a baseline for any computations and will not move. Everything swings from it. Its length may change in an adjustment, but the orientation will not change. To help minimize errors, select the longest wall if no external survey control, or the longest wall most closely linked to external survey control. You also need to measure round the room in a clockwise direction. Based on this, select your starting point direction. Use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move the arrow round in 90-degree increments, or use the mouse on the plan to select the arrow direction, remembering to measure round the room in a clockwise direction. In this case, the starting point will be the bottom right corner of the room. Set the arrow to point left and enter in your first measurement of 8.002. Change the arrow direction to up to continue creating the room in a clockwise direction and enter in your second measurement of 4.995. Change the arrow direction to right and enter in your third measurement of 7.995. Change the arrow direction to down and enter in your fourth measurement of 5.001. To end the room, select the Ctrl X button or End Room at start of the room. A room error, misclosure, of 9 mm is displayed. You are asked if it is acceptable. In this instance, it is. Select Yes and you will be prompted if you wish to adjust the error. If you wish to close the room now, select Yes to this. If you wish to leave the room open to deal with the misclosure later, select No. The adjustment is proportional to the measured lengths in X and Y. The X error adjustment affects only those walls with an X component, and the Y error adjustment affects only those walls with a Y component. Non-orthogonal directions will take a proportion of both X and Y errors in the adjustment. Select Yes to adjust the error and close the room. Zoom extents to view the room. The keyboard shortcut is Ctrl Z, and save the file.